and welcome back to Newfoundland and Labrador Studies 2205. This is Unit 2, The Roots of Our Culture. And I'm Miss Fleming, of course, here with you for this course. Section 5, Lesson 4, Video 1 on the Shore Fishery. The following quote gave me pause before I began preparing this lesson, so I would like for us to take a look at it together because it really stuck with me. And it says, those in this isolated community have no choice of an occupation and must pull upon a single line and fish or die. This was an anonymous quote from 1879 that was submitted to a newspaper. They had no choice. Either they were part of the fishery or they had nothing. Different fisheries remained the main source of livelihood for European immigrants and Indigenous people alike through the 19th century. There are some important and overreaching concepts that we are going to discuss in the next two lessons. They are: the fishing industry in Newfoundland and Labrador has shaped the culture of today in many ways. Every person who lives here has a connection to the fishing industry somehow in their family's ancestry. And finally, that connection does not mean good or bad. There are many different ways the fishing industry has affected culture and change. So this video is on the shore fishery specifically. After the migratory fishery ended at the beginning of the 19th century, the Newfoundland fishery was conducted mainly inshore, out of small boats. The shore fishery, or also called inshore fishery, produced lightly salted, hard, dry-cured fish. This was often called shore-cured. There was no other nation producing this kind of fish, so it was highly sought after. Prior to this fishery, men were hired as servants to catch fish and shore crews to cure it. But the 19th century fishery was a family affair. Family members caught and cured fish. There were hired hands in some families who would be given a share of the proceeds, and those people were called sharemen. We'll go into more detail about family process a bit later in this section. There was also a lot of new technology introduced at this time. Several innovations were introduced to the inshore fishery throughout the 19th century. New types of boats and fishing equipment were introduced, such as the dory, which is actually of American origin, which was used in the bank fishery, along with the long line or longliner. Its other name is called the boulteau, and that's of French origin at around the mid-century. But the most important innovation was the cod trap, which was invented in 1866 in Bonne Espérance, which is a small island part of Quebec off the coast of Labrador. And it was widely used in the shore and Labrador fisheries. It caught more than hand lining, but was expensive and needed a larger crew and boats to operate. This is a painting of a cod trap done by David Blackwood. Now, it's time to continue to our next video. Please take a break if you need one, have a stretch, and I'll see you in a little bit.